morning, I'm Peggy Scott Laborde, and welcome to Steppin Out, spotlighting the New Orleans area's arts and entertainment scene. Seated at our table tonight, Poppy Tooker, host of the radio program Louisiana Eats, airing twice weekly on WWNO Radio. Good to see you, as always.
Peggy.
Hello. Frank Maselli, chairman of the American Italian Cultural Center, located in the Warehouse District. And we'll be talking a lot more about that and a special new project, too. Welcome, Frank. Hello. And Steppin Out, theater critic, Alan Smason of theatercriticism.com. Later on, we'll be visiting with singer-actress Leslie Castay and pianist Jefferson Turner, who will be performing a song from Leslie's brand new cabaret show for the New Orleans Shakespeare Festival at Tulane. But first up, Poppy. Oh, by the way, Susan Larson will be with us next week, by the way. Okay.
Hey. Well, this morning we got the very shocking news that Anthony Bourdain had committed suicide in Paris at the age of 61. And you know, he was a great lover of New Orleans, a great friend to so many of New Orleans rock star chefs like Donald Lincoln. You know, my whole life I thought I wanted to be Anthony Bourdain, but I guess I don't want to. I'm very sad about that. And also locally, we also lost everybody's favorite Praline lady. Eva died too. So, of course, she had a big career singing as well as making pralines, and she'll be very missed. Now, let's talk about some happy news and some great bargains, because you can eat for so cheap in New Orleans in the summertime. There's no reason to cook at home. The whole summer, it's hot in the kitchen. Get out of the kitchen. Start off by going to have temperature lunch with Dickie Brennan at his Palace Cafe. This is their 24th year, so if you've never done it, what are you waiting for? Huh? It's from 11 a.m. to 2:30, Monday through Friday. So you'll understand how it works. Yesterday, the temperature was 93 degrees. So today's lunch was $9.30 for 2 courses.
Are you kidding?
And you can't beat that. No. Well, close, but not quite as much of a bargain, is Broussard's restaurant, where they are remembering 1920, of course, the year they were founded. They're 98 years old, with a 3-course dinner from now through September the 23rd, $19.20, like 1920, $19.20 for 3 courses. Make the reservations now. Plan a big party. You can't do anything like this for that price. Chilled asparagus soup, goat cheese tart, chicken provençal, bouillabaisse, creme brulee, and chocolate mousse. A lot of traditional, lovely French food, fine food. The full menu is also available. And wines by the bottle for $19.20. And then 7 days a week they have a happy hour, and there's a featured cocktail every day for $1.92. So get out your pennies and go spend them at Broussard's.
It's such a beautiful restaurant.
It is. Yeah. It's lovely.
And their bar, too.
The air conditioning's great.
Yes.
And the air conditioning's also great inside of Toup South. In June and July, they're running specials: 2 courses at lunch for $20, 3 courses at dinner for $35, and 3 courses during brunch for $30. That includes a soft drink or iced tea, and selections are rotating, but it's delicious things like buttermilk fried chicken sandwich, shrimp and grits. Oh, his panna cotta that he serves with a granita topping is like a creamy dream of a snowball. And about fried chicken, since we just mentioned Isaac's, at the Fountain Lounge at the Roosevelt Hotel. And it's my guess, Peg, you would know Chef Carl Cushenberry, someone who started off as a dishwasher. He's been at the Roosevelt for over 40 years. Famously, they started serving fried chicken and a pitcher of beer a million years ago at Bailey's. Remember Bailey's?
I remember.
They
Sure.
debuted
24
that.
hours.
They debuted that one Mardi Gras. They put a sign outside. Great success. So on Mondays, for $18.93, because they were founded in 1893, in honor of the Roosevelt's 125th anniversary, which they're celebrating this year, fried chicken served with red beans and rice, coleslaw, and a buttermilk biscuit. $18.93 at the Fountain Lounge. And then that's on Mondays. Now, Tuesday through Thursday, there's incredible fun at the Fountain Lounge during happy hour, 5:30 to 7. You know, people love vodka drinks in the summertime, and it's a craft your own vodka cocktail where there's a station with fresh fruit like berries and cucumbers and oranges and herbs like rosemary and mint, and so you can get creative, and then you top it off with some of that Topo Chico Mexican soda water that everybody's so crazy about. And the nibbles sound divine, little tartines with caviar, crawfish, goat cheese, avocado, and caramelized onions for just $3 each. So how much fun are we talking about for a $20 bill? Just get the greenbacks out, get out of the kitchen, go spend your money in New Orleans this summer in the restaurants, because they like to see us locals. They need us.
Absolutely. Two quick things. First of all, I love your earrings, which are tinkling, and it's so they're so pretty. No,
Are
that's
they giving
okay.
anyone
They're
trouble?
No, not at all. No, it makes a great sound. It's almost like a chime.
Thank you. They're bay leaves, Peggy.
Yes, bay
Wow, bay leaves.
They're bay
Oh, that is so
leaves.
cool.
Thank you.
And also congrats to on the Press Club nominations. Sorry, Frank, you missed out. All of us at the table
We
and our
did.
wonderful crew. So congrats. We're excited about that.
I'm
More
very
news
grateful.
on that later.
Can I correct
Yes.
Poppy? People enjoy vodka drinks all year round.
Oh, well, especially in that white liquor in the summertime.
that's
it's
you're
a
right.
tradition.
Yeah, summer's more popular.
Well, Frank, I know you're always a busy bee, especially for the cause of Italian-American relations and cultural activities in New Orleans. But first off, you have been working on this amazing project. And how much money was raised for the project, for the statue project?
Well,
a lot. Huh?
About 100,000.
Okay.
The cost of the statue was about 100,000.
Well, and Franco Alessandrini, of course, has done many fine things in New Orleans. I know he's part of the time here in Italy. But this project, a wonderful statue of Pope John Paul II, and it got accomplished, and you must be in his studio. Is this in Italy or here?
That's in Pietrasanta, Italy, which is right next to Carrara, Italy, where the big mountains are, where the Carrara marble comes from.
Is that what the statue is made
Of Carrara marble. Oh, absolutely.
Well, it is so magnificent, and now, very recently, it was dedicated by the Archbishop and others. That's right in front of St. Louis Cathedral. What a gift to the city.
Well, real quick, Franco came to me 2 years ago with the idea. I was said, I'm kind of busy. It's a great idea. I'm kind of busy, right? So then, I see the Archbishop one day. What do you think? He goes, well, sounds good. We don't have any money, and so then, but all of a sudden, we all started warming up to the idea. So next time I saw Archbishop Heyman, I said, what do you think about the statues? Yeah, I like it. I said, look, I'll raise the money. Let's do it. He said, so then Franco, when he came back from Italy, we went and met the Archbishop. And it was like, let's go. We love it. Okay, so Franco went to Italy. I started raising the money. Then halfway through, or probably 2/3 of the way through, I meet a man from Italy who says, why don't we have Pope Francis bless the statue before it leaves Italy? And I said, fine. Who knows Pope Francis? So actually we went to see Bishop Heyman, who told me last night, he said, I never thought you'd get that done, as far as having Pope Francis
So
bless
he
the
actually
statue.
did bless the
Oh,
statue.
no, we brought it into, I didn't sleep for 4 months worrying about all these things that were going on, with and
So you actually transported to
we
Rome.
went to
before
Rome,
it
3
came to New Orleans.
hours, put it right in front of St. Peter's. He came, I talked to us for a couple of minutes, which was exhilarating, as you can imagine. And then he blessed the statue. It was wonderful. Then we had to ship it back. And this is the funny thing. This will be, we're doing a documentary on this whole project because it's very interesting. So Christmas Eve, it arrives. And guess what? British Air couldn't open the cargo door. So they flew it back to London. It was Christmas Eve, and we were expecting it on the 26th, and then we found out it went back to London. Then New Year's Eve it came back, and the ceremony was January 7th, and it was freezing cold weather, but somehow it all
right in
worked
front
out.
of the cathedral.
Somehow it
Go
all
check
worked
it out. And
That's right.
is it life size or it's almost life size?
No. The statue is 6 foot tall, and it sits on 6 foot tall. It sits on a small pedestal and then a large pedestal. so which makes it 8 feet tall.
Oh, okay. Well, it's magnificent.
It's
You
all
get your picture
Carrara
taken
marble.
with the Pope.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah.
Now, in terms of New Orleanians, and I love to do a bit of this, staycationing is the term, to go to some really neat places in New Orleans, and one of them very much so is the American Italian Cultural Center. And this is a gem of a little private museum. I mean, it's open to the public, but you all put this together over on South Peters Street. And the exhibits, you've got one on the Italian connection to jazz, on the immigrants. This was sort of a vision of your dad, Joe Maselli, wasn't it?
That's right. My dad and all his buddies back 35 years ago put this together.
But that building is really beautiful, and of course it's right up against the piazza, which will be reopening
they
soon.
had great
More
foresight
about that
because
later.
35 years ago that area was still a little shaky.
Yeah, in the
right?
warehouse district,
That's
right. Not
And
everything was
now,
renovated.
all of a sudden,
huh?
it's like we're in the middle of, we're like on the 50-yard line. But
And look at that, you'll actually have a St. Joseph altar at the center too, in case
That's right.
somebody has not seen one. But 10 to 4, Monday through Friday. But that had to be, I mean, so many years in the making to put that together, huh?
Absolutely, yeah. And we're in the process now of actually redoing the whole museum. We're gonna change. We're gonna tell the story of the Italian immigrant from Sicily. So why they left, how they got here, where'd they go when they got here, what did they do when they got here, what are they doing now? So we're going to tell the story. It's going to be great.
Another reason to come back. Okay,
And then,
thank you.
Yeah, real quick. Of course, we offer the language classes. We have a library. We have
so just
we do
contact
so
the
many
center.
things. Yeah, right.
It's not dull, huh?
It's not done.
New Orleans Magazine's quiz queen, Julia Street, has a question for us. Last time, Ben Becknow gave us the names of the New Orleans-made landing craft used at D-Day, and who credited the craft's inventor with winning the war. We're talking about the Higgins boats, of course, and Dwight D. Eisenhower. Now, tonight's question. The name of this old-line carnival organization was inspired by a Shakespeare play. Name the play and the organization. Email your answers to steppinout@wyes.org. Our prize is a year's subscription to Louisiana Life magazine. A dish towel with the message Elvis Parsley from our friends at wearablevegetables.com. And a $35 gift certificate from our pals at Kitchen Witch Cookbooks on Bayou Road. And they're hosting a book signing party tomorrow from 4 to 6 for Tom Fitzmaurice for his new edition of his book, The New Orleans Food Book. You can go to wyes.org for our online calendar to see our lineup of events, including John Rankin and the New Orleans String Kings at the Columns Hotel next Tuesday night. And you can also link to our WYS YouTube channel to see our program. Earlier today, singer Leslie Castay and pianist Jefferson Turner were here with us in our studios to spread the word of their musical tribute to the Bard. Let's hear them talk about their one-night-only performance next Thursday evening. We're talking about the Bard tonight. Oh my goodness, you're brushing up your Shakespeare, Leslie.
A little bit.
I'm sorry, I won't go
Yes.
too much further with all of that. But Jefferson Turner and Leslie, welcome, welcome. You've just finished the Bernstein
Yes.
special. You're going to go into Ragtime a little later. But next week, it's all about the Bard, isn't it?
It is. For the 25th anniversary for the New Orleans Shakespeare Festival at Tulane. I was approached with this idea by Cheney Tullis and Claire Moncrief there, and I thought it was such a fun idea to do something a little different and celebratory. Musically wise, Shakespeare has a lot of music in his shows, and he has inspired so much great music of the last 100 years especially, which is what I'm focusing on in the show.
And we're talking about, of course, a little bit of Cole Porter and lots of
how
others.
can we not?
But
Yes.
do you come up with the list and then you say, Jefferson, what do you think? Or what's the process here?
Sort of. I put a list together, and then I say, I would love if we could mash this and this and this and this together, and then Jefferson, the musical genius, so stitches it all together for me. And we're also incorporating a lot of Shakespeare text in sort of a unexpected way to certain songs that you wouldn't expect with certain Shakespearean characters that you might find mashed up.
But it's just you and Jefferson, isn't it? This is a one-woman cabaret show.
It is a one-woman cabaret.
One night only
We do have
for
a
these
special
days.
surprise guest star that
There's some
we've
surprises.
heard that may show up, and yes,
Might appear.
Yes, the Bard himself may make an
Well,
appearance. we
so
hope.
exciting about that. Let's look ahead. What a busy summer for both of you. Of course, Ragtime, Tulane Summer
Ragtime
Lyric.
for
We'll
Summer
be together
Lyric.
again for that.
And so,
Yes.
and what are you doing for that?
I am the music director and conductor for Ragtime, and Leslie is starring as the role of Mother
archetype. Yes.
yes.
And I'm very excited
too
that
young, you're too
we
young.
have a cast member from the Broadway company of Hamilton coming down to join us to play the leading role of Kohlhouse Walker.
And then,
So
of course,
I'm
that's later in the summer.
excited
in
to
July.
work with
Yeah.
Jake
Yes,
Clinton
in
Johnson.
July.
Yes.
Okay, and then finally, let's go back to Shakespeare for a moment. Some other activities. Macbeth is coming up.
Yes.
The whole season is full. It's going to be full
A couple
of
of
great
other
things.
special
celebrating the
one-night
special
events.
anniversary.
We have, yes, NOLA Project is doing their By Any Means Necessary, where they'll improv Julius Caesar, and then we have a stage reading of King Lear. Lots of fun stuff.
Okay, all right. And so one night only next week.
One night
okay.
only.
But maybe there's a future, but we don't know.
We
Right?
hope.
We
Okay,
hope.
so
We'd
next
like to do it some more.
Thursday. Now, what are you playing for us?
We're going to sing For Your Supper from Boys from Syracuse and Thou Swell.
All right, take it away. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Welcome, Fall 2. I will not trouble you as yet to question you about your fortunes. Give us some music.
And good cousin, sing.
Hit it. La 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 la. Sing for your supper and you'll get breakfast. Songbirds always eat. If their song is sweet to hear. Sing for your luncheon and you'll get dinner. Dine with wine of choice. If romance is in your voice. I heard from a wise canary, trilling makes a fella willing. So little swallow, swallow now. Now is the time to sing for your supper and you'll get breakfast. Songbirds are not dumb. They don't buy a crumb of bread. 'Tis sad, so sing and you'll be fed. Thou swell, thou witty, thou sweet, thou grand wouldst kiss me pretty, wouldst hold my hand. Both thine eyes are cute too, what they do to me. Hear me holler, choose a sweet lollapalooza in me. Well, I'd feel so rich in a hut for two rooms, a kitchen, I'm sure would do. Give me not a lot of, just a plot of land. And thou swell, thou witty, thou sweet, thou pretty, thou swell, thou sweet, thou witty, thou grand.
Wow. A reminder that The Food of Love, starring Leslie Castay, is next Thursday night at Tulane's Lupin Theater. Visit neworleansshakespeare.org to purchase tickets. And now it's time for our Artist Spotlight. Tonight we're featuring photographs of famed actress, of course, Marilyn Monroe. They were taken by Lauren Schiller between 1960 and 62. These images are available at Emma Schrow Antiques on Royal Street. Last Friday would have been her 92nd birthday. Whew. And now, Alan.
And now you have to send me. I have to cool down a little bit, please.
Can we go back? Can we go back?
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about William Shakespeare. You know, all well that ends well is one of the Bard's most well-known titles, but it really is what they call a problem play, according to academics. It's not that it's poorly written or it doesn't have a well-executed plot. It's just that it really isn't a comedy or really isn't specifically a drama, what we would call nowadays maybe a dramedy, but it has elements of both, and scholars are always a little bit puzzled because they like to compartmentalize it as such. This may well explain why, after 25 years of existence, the New Orleans Shakespeare Festival has finally decided to put this on. They never presented a production of one of the Bard's better-known titles, as I said. It's tastefully directed by Amy Holdcamp, who previously directed John Bigonet's Broomstick, recently did UNO's recent Hedda Gabler. This story deals with a woman in love who will not be denied, even though her would-be lover is a knave and a scoundrel and doesn't realize how much she loves him. Julia Deloise plays Helena, who's determined to win the the Love of Bertram, played by Alex Ates. When Helena saves the life of the King of France, played by Silas Cooper, with one of her potions. She's sort of a physician. Her father was a pharmacist as well. She asked for Bertram's hand in magic, if you will, in return for her potion. And Graham Burke is also on the cast. He plays a comic fool, but it is really A.J. Allegra in his breakout role as Parolles, who's a man more coward than soldier, who suffers at the expense of the companions of Bertram. This is his best featured role in some time, and I really recommend people see it just for him. Shelley Johnson, Leanne Pattison, Bertrand Tedesco, Monica Harris, and a young Kiara Milliner all have really, really wonderful roles. A really good cast here. All's Well That Ends Well also features very good costumes, evocative of World War II, and executed by Aaron Routh, and Martin Sachs, of course, did a perfect job with the lighting. This is the first of what should be 3 very good productions for the year. Not only did we mention the Food for Love, but also the Scottish play, which I will not name. All's Well That Ends Well, it ends on June the 17th. Over at the Fortress of Lushington now, this is on Burgundy Street in the Faubourg, if you will. It's a very well done show on the boards with excellent performances called The Maids. This is by Jean Genet, the French playwright. Now, you may want to have this particular playbill with you, if you will, because you're going to need it. I hate to say it, but there's no air conditioning. It's written back in 1947. Genet did this real-life play, if you will, based on these maids who actually executed their mistress and her daughter. Jenny Sargent and Rebecca Frank play Claire and Solange, who intricately weave these plots to murder, do in, if you will, their mistress. The play runs without about an hour and 20 minutes, and I have to tell you, there is, again, no air conditioning. They do provide you fans, but you know, I would dress very, very comfortably and cool for the afternoon or evening. Now, some years ago, I did see a university production of this, and I always found the work very compelling. There are twists and turns in the plot. The relationship of the two sisters is really very interesting, and I really would love for a lot of people to see this. This is going to be the final weekend for the show. The Maids plays at the Fortress of Lushington. Now, lastly, I wanted to go over a little bit of JPAS's season for next year. It starts out with a very interesting piece by Anise St. John. This is called Lulu White, Queen of Storyville, and I know that's got to be of interest to you, Peggy. This is going to be a sort of a cabaret show where she's going to do some songs and she's going to entertain us as Lulu White. That'll be at the Teatro Ouigo. There's also a whodunit murder mystery that's supposed to be the longest running non-musical in U.S. history called Sheer Madness. And of course, they're going to have Peter Pan, which we grew up with, and Irving Berlin's White Christmas will be playing also at the Jefferson Performing Arts Center in Metairie. They also have on tap Dreamgirls, South Pacific, and an original musical work by Glenn Bailey, who's sort of their composer in residence. It's called How to Kill a Diva. And that's going to be running at the scene.
Santaland Diaries,
Now,
too.
that's
a play
It's a play, and it's right, exactly.
Uh-huh.
It's a very funny play. The last time they did that here, A.J. Allegra did that. So that might have been the last time he was as funny as he is in the production of All's Well That Ends Well. So there you have it. A lot of good stuff on tap for JPAS, and again, they're doing it at the Teatro Ouigo. They're doing it at the Performing Arts Theater in West Ouigo, as well as at the Jefferson Performing Arts Center. So they're back up and running. You know, for a while there, we were mourning the fact that they had no place to perform. You know, except.
Well, good. All right. Well, now time for our picks, Poppy.
The Creole Tomato Festival. It's tomorrow and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the French Market. Get those tomatoes. I mean, they are so good. I've been eating them till they're coming out of my ears.
I guess the culinary dinners are coming soon, huh?
They're coming. It's just
I
not time
know.
yet,
Yeah,
Peggy.
not
Didn't you
yet.
get enough bargains today?
That's true. Always looking for one, right? All right, Frank, what else at the center?
Well, I said, we have so many great things going on at the center. I think you should go to AmericanItalianCulturalCenter.com and take your pick.
And you said there's some tours, too?
Oh, well, we
Y'all
have
sponsor tours?
trips to Italy now. I just came back from one. That's why I'm kind of half asleep right now. And then we have one going to Sicily in September. It may not be too late to sign up, even though we have quite a few people going already.
Okay.
So we have all kind of fun things going on.
All right.
AmericanItalianCulturalCenter.com.
Next Friday at Andrea's Restaurant, the one, the only, and thank God for that, Uncle Wayne Daguerpont will be on tap on the piano playing the keys and tickling the ivories. I guess Beth Utterbach will probably be there because she's a big fan as well. But if you get to check it out, that's in the Capri Blue part of the restaurant. It's not actually in the restaurant.
Isn't he there most of the time?
Not always,
No?
not always. And
Okay.
every now and then Butch Care will be there as well, although I understand Butch is sort of hanging up because he wants to visit his grandkids in Texas. So.
Okay, time for my picks. All right, this month's Piety Street Market, that's tomorrow at the Old Ironwork. It's 612 Piety, right near the river. Also tomorrow at 4:30 p.m., the Crescent City Sound Chorus is presenting a free a cappella performance titled Pitch Camp. That's at the UNO University's Performing Arts Center Recital Hall. It's the culmination of what young singers have recently learned on the art of barbershop singing. Visit the organization's website to learn more. What a good idea. Looking ahead, don't miss the group Bon Appetit performing music from the Great American Songbook. That's next Wednesday night at the 4 Points by Sheraton French Quarter Hotel. That's on Bourbon. Now that's on Bourbon at Toulouse. Admission is free, but just to remind everybody, that's the original site of the French Opera House. And next year will be 100 years ago that it burned. Yeah. So you know you'll be hearing about more from me about that because it was one of my favorite buildings. All right, and there will also be a book launch next Thursday night, and that is for Gateway to New Orleans, Bayou St. John, 1708 to 2018, and that will be held at the Historic New Orleans Collection on Charter Street. That's the Williams Research Center. Visit hnoc.org for more information. Finally, this is so neat. Between June 1st and June 30th, the management at the newly renovated Jung Hotel on Canal Street wants to buy any hotel memorabilia you might have for an upcoming exhibit. So they'll buy everything, anything you have. And sellers will also receive 2 free tickets at their new bar and a chance to win an overnight stay. Call 372-2303 and for more information. And I have to tell you, if you've been inside the hotel, it's beautifully restored.
I'm looking forward to going for the Press Club Awards, which will be held on the 21st of July. That'll be the first time for me to see it.
And they have, perhaps not the rooftop, but they do have a roof area where they have a bar and a pool. And what a great view of New Orleans and Canal Street. But it's so nice. I mean, you remember the Jung? I went to proms at the Jung.
Absolutely.
And stuff like that. So to have that kind of back in the mix and that part of Canal Street is really good news. But that memorabilia, postcards, they want to buy. Anything you got, they want to buy. So that's kind of cool, too. Anyway, all right. Well, thank you all so much. I'm excited. I keep thinking about the Jung and the wonderful memories there, too. And thank you so much. It's great to see you.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you once again, Poppy, and thank you all for watching. Good night.